Hey. So, let's hear it for Dudley Dudley, an example of the leadership and courage that exemplifies New Hampshire at its best. And let me say this, it's new for me to be running for president, but it's not new for me to be coming to New Hampshire. Because Next Gen America has been organizing here on the ground since the beginning of 2014. And I've been coming here and it's always fun. This time I've been here for 3 or 4 days and I stopped in at the Red Arrow Diner, which is fun. You know, I sat in the seat that Al Gore sat in. And I sat across from the booth where Paul Newman sat. Unfortunately, I also sat across from the booth where Donald John Trump sat. So let me say this. Every Democrat running for president and every Democrat sitting in the seats in front of me is more qualified and more decent and more patriotic than the criminal who resides in the White House of the United States. And let me say, I don't know if you've noticed, but this week the House Judiciary Committee is finally going to take up an impeachment inquiry into this president on Wednesday. It's about time we held this criminal to account. Now, I know that a lot of you don't know me, and when I read stories about myself in the press, sometimes I think my first name is billionaire. So let me actually tell you a little bit about who I am. My mother was from Minnesota. She taught in the New York public schools and in the Brooklyn House of Detention. My dad and his brother and his sister were the first generation of their family to go to college. He interrupted his law career to join the Navy in World War II, and he prosecuted the Nazis at Nuremberg. For the last 10 years, I have been putting together coalitions of ordinary American citizens to take on unchecked corporate power in this country, and we've been winning. That is what my parents would want me to do. That's what my parents stood for. And we need to recognize that Donald Trump didn't just get elected. He was tapping into legitimate anger in America. 4 out of 5 Americans believe that corporations have bought the democracy in America. I'm in that 4 out of 5, and I'll bet you're in that 4 out of 5. That's why I'm running for president, because there's been a hostile corporate takeover of our democracy, and I'm determined to undo it, to restore government of, by, and for the people, because I know if we break the corporate stranglehold on our democracy, we will get the progressive vision that everyone in this room wants. We will get health care as a right for every single American. We will get the education that our children deserve from pre-K through college with ongoing skills training. We will get a living wage and a restored, organized labor force. And we will get clean air and clean water as a right for every American. But to do it, we're going to have to beat Donald John Trump. And to beat him, we're going to have to beat him where he is supposedly strong, which is the economy. I built a business from nothing to a multi-billion-dollar international business. I will say this. I can expose Mr. Trump as the failure and fraud he is in business, and I can expose him as the failure and fraud he is as an economic leader in the United States. His tax plan was a giveaway to the rich and to corporations that's killing working families. His trade policy is causing a manufacturing recession. We have a looming recession in this country, and he knows it. That's why he's begging the Fed to bail him out before the election. He's desperate. I would love to go toe-to-toe. I can take him down and win. And let me say this. In the 4 early states, including New Hampshire, where I've spent my time in the last 7 weeks, since I declared I was running for president. My campaign is either in 4th or 5th place. People are hearing this message. It's resonating. We are really on the move. But I'm not new to New Hampshire. As I said, the organization I started, Next Gen America, was organizing on the ground the last time Jeanne Shaheen was running for the Senate. In 2018, we were on the ground making sure with the people in this room that Maggie Hassan won. We were organizing to make sure that the state legislature was blue. And let me say this, Next Gen America will be here in 2019. It's here on 19 college campuses. Next Gen will be here in 2020, and we will finish the job. Let me say now, Mr. Sununu, we are coming for you. And let me say this, what Next Gen has done here in New Hampshire with the people in this room, it's also done across the country. In 2018, Next Gen did the largest youth voter mobilization in American history. We doubled the turnout in the congressional districts, Republican congressional districts we were in, and we flipped 33 districts by doubling youth turnout under 30. I know, that's not all. I don't know if you guys know this. I have taken on the oil companies directly at the ballot box and beat them when no one thought we could. I've taken on the tobacco companies at the ballot box. They'd won 17 times in a row and we beat them. I've taken on monopoly utilities across the country for clean energy and beat them in their home states. I've closed a corporate tax loophole for $1 billion and given the money to the public schools. I know that we can break this corporate stranglehold on our democracy. I know it because I've done it. One of the things I'm proposing is a term limit in Congress of 12 years. Let me tell you what that would do. No more Moscow Mitch McConnell. No more Leningrad Lindsey Graham. Look, this is a political convention. There are always a lot of words at a political convention. I put actions behind my words. I've built one of the largest grassroots organizations in the country. I've taken on the corporations on the ballot box and consistently beat them when people thought it couldn't happen. And I've organized the largest petition drive to impeach this criminal president in American history. But that's what we've done. Let's talk about what we need to do together. Here's what we need to do. Show up, turn out, win big. That's what you guys do. That's what New Hampshire Democrats do. Show up. That means do the organizing on the ground that has turned this state blue. Turn out. This is going to be the biggest turnout election in anyone's life in this room. It is going to be crazy. People are going to show up on both sides. We have to show up. Win big. Yeah, we have to beat Mr. Trump. That's job one. That's not nearly enough. We need a mandate to change this country, a mandate for progressive change. Win big. That's what the Democrats in this room have done. Show up, turn out, win big. That's what I've done with you. Show up, turn out, win big. If you put your trust in me, I promise you, our party across the country in 2020 will do that. Show up, turn out, win big, and I promise you, we will win big. Thank you very much.